Integreon is basically provides a various services like we are into legal services, business enablement services, contracting services, risk and regulatory services, and each of them. So, for an example, legal services, it's a documented, defensible processes and in-depth performance metrics, which helps client to predict, control, maximize, and justify their document review cost. And then similarly, we have business enablement and other services we offer. Availability of ID infrastructure 24/7, 365 days. Okay. Building a strong solution for business to support remote working, from home globally. Third challenges we had is basically how do we do a quick ramp up, right? So whenever you have an expansions of the new office, the management are looking for a quick ramp up of the infrastructure as we grow in the business. We were using a standard solution which today any organizations use it. So in terms of having a standard desktop, setting up the right policies, procedures, more on the standalone system, but maintaining it in a very not in a very organized way, because there is a lot of manual interventions required. Challenges we had in terms of how do we ensure that there is nothing gets stored on our local desktops. So there were a lot of manual intervention we used to do when it used to manage the standard setup, which is more time cumbersome, and it's really a time consuming process when it comes to managing that operations. Creating a secure working environment to meet the client requirements, that is number one. Second is building a strong BCP and DR capability to support the business. How do we make a flexible ramp up within a short time when it comes to a business growth? And then replacing an existing desktop with a mobile thin client. When you have to manage more than 2,000 plus 3,000 desktops, it always been a time consuming. It's not easy for us to have it and manage in a centralized way. Compliance has always been an issue on these desktops because the data gets stored locally, and every 3 years you're supposed to refresh the technology. So obviously it's a high cost when it comes to a capex and opex. Yes and no. So we are already in Surif, ISO 27001 certified company. So regulatory was never been a challenge for us, but obviously we want to move to our next level, right? So that's one of the reason is we continue to evolve and upgrade our technology. We've looked at various alternative solutions like VMware, ECOPS, Parallel, Microsoft. Quite a good a number of solutions we evaluated, and I wouldn't say most of them were pretty good, but obviously we found Citrix seems to be better than compared to any other technology. Performance, what are the platform being supported? What are the key security features the product has? Their global market presence, that's one of the important one. And then obviously the cost. We have a various client business applications being running on these platform, which includes our internet workflow tools and basic applications like Office and other applications. We're using a Citrix or a VDI specifically for our legal process outsourcing and risk and regulatory services. So when it comes to performance, Citrix obviously works on a very low bandwidth. That's one of the biggest advantages we had. The other security features I would look at: the watermarking, data leakage preventions, controlled internet access, multi-factor authentications, session recording, copy paste functionality. We can always disable between endpoint and a Citrix session. User profile deletion. So basically what happens is once the user performs a job, and then it's very easy for us to just delete the profile so that there's no data being written on the local profile. We've done it through a system integrator. We've started this project discussion during the Q1, but the actual implementation we did it in Q2, which we took around 60 days for the overall implementation across India and US. Support or remote working globally, and today, looking at the COVID-19 situation, it was a very quick ramp up for us when the situation came as an emergency that people have to work from home. We were all well prepared, and so that was one of our biggest advantages we had. Second, obviously, secure working environment, which includes meeting all the client requirements. That was another thing which we ramped up. Third is it offers up now flexible ramp up within a short span of time. We've never prepared ourselves, when it comes to having a flexible model working in a secure environment, before the Citrix. But after the Citrix implementation, it has really been provided a big platform for our clients and even for the business that now we as an Integreon have set up a state-of-the-art technology, including DR and BCP, and we can do a quick ramp up as and when needed, just upgrading a couple of servers. So it's a global platform which we have chosen, and now it's all in place across India and US. Having a centralized a setup across the globe, having a single policies which can just deploy to the entire particular process. Second is we have a centralized policies on security features like printing, copy paste, watermarking, profile deletions. All that can be done on a single click of button. No need to run onto the individual desktops and define those policies. Or thin clients, mobile thin clients, where these are the diskless terminals. So that makes our life easy when it comes to maintaining and managing these old desktops, because every 3 years there is always a high capex, and then the maintenance comes over the period of time. We are streamlining our global connectivity across the locations. The second one is setting up the state-of-the-art disaster recovery site, in one of our Integreon locations.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.